Well, I'm a particular fan of The Prestige, but I also, one thing I love about The Dark Knight is that it's such a great movie, it's a profound movie, a real, genuine story, but so popular because the notion in Hollywood is that, well, you can't really make a movie too good because we want to make money with it, and people don't like good movies. And it's very condescending, and I don't believe it's true. I guess maybe I know Christopher Nolan has a lot more respect for his audience than that. And so I love citing The Dark Knight as an example. And when people get cynical and say, like, oh, audiences are stupid, I love to point to The Dark Knight and say, like, oh, yeah? Well, look at that movie. It's, you know, extremely profound, and yet it's one of the most popular movies of all time.
And also this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for you?
You know, I have to agree, sorry, this might not sound true, but I mean it. I have to kind of agree with Joe. And, you know, it's like I hate that patronizing attitude towards audiences and thinking that audiences don't want complexity and don't want to be challenged. I always think of, like, the 70s, and I think of the films that were made in the 70s that people went to see. Like, these were the movies people went to see and enjoyed. And I think, you know, I think we're going to have a resurgence of that because people are, I think, just tired and freaking bored. And I'm grateful to and humbled to be a part of this Christopher Nolan movie, which I think is a beautiful, honest, incredible film, but also just an absolute visual spectacle. Yes, I have seen him in most of, I mean, not, I know you've worked since you were 6, so I'm not gonna say that I've seen all your work, but, you know, I was a huge fan of Joe's and have so much respect for Joe. Sorry, this is embarrassing and annoying, but it's good for him to hear. And for his integrity and the choices he's made, his clear passion, and ultimately when I watch Joe's performance, I'm not watching it going, oh, look, Joseph Gordon-Levitt's good in this movie. I'm completely absorbed because I don't feel Joe's ego. I don't feel like I'm watching Joe act. He seamlessly disappears, which I don't think all actors can do, and it's beautiful to watch, and I want to work with him more, and hopefully that will happen.
Likewise. It'll definitely happen. Yeah, one of the producers of Mysterious Skin worked on Hard Candy, so I knew Ellen's work before she became so known for Juno. And then when Juno happened, I was like, yep, awesome, a great actress is getting her due. And she's such an honest actress, and I think that's evident both like in Juno, where she took a very kind of stylized dialogue, but made it feel just real. And the same goes for Inception, where she's in the midst of these sort of fantastic situations, but always makes it feel like it's really happening. I admire that so much, and it's a pleasure to work with you. Let's do it again, pal. Yeah, that day in the car was a funny day because we had to be just strapped in our seats. We couldn't get up, and then they would take the van and they had it on this mechanism that would, you know, spin it around, and like we'd, you know, fly up and down and whatnot. But we were like literally, even if we wanted to get out, we kind of couldn't. So you had to just be very zen about it and relax and be like, okay, I'm just gonna sit here and that's fine. I'm not going to get claustrophobic. And then the way that it turned out so cool looking because they shot it in that super slow motion. That was one of the scenes where you really you couldn't get a sense of what it was going to look like in the movie while we were shooting it. I love how it turned out.
Yeah, I mean, not to, I don't want to romanticize car accidents, but I always love doing that stuff, you know, finding myself in those unique scenarios where otherwise, hopefully, it won't happen. But, you know, getting to do stunts like that, I find really, you know, to be paid to go to work and every day be doing something completely different is quite a gift, I think.